Wyford.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I'm glad to have the opportunity to make a few more comments about this most insignificant contribution that could possibly have been designed if the government set out to trivialise the issue of housing affordability in this country, if they set out to disappoint New Zealanders who were looking for the budget to actually make some meaningful contribution. They couldn't have designed a measure better designed to let people down and disappoint them. And I want to respond to some of the comments that were made both by the member Andrew Williams about the issue of offshore speculators and how they are bidding up the price of houses in Auckland. And I want to respond also to a number of the comments and interjections that were made from the national benches. The National Party refuses to acknowledge that offshore speculators are bidding up the price of houses in Auckland and denying young Kiwi first home buyers the opportunity to buy their own home. Now, I don't know why they are in denial. They refuse to recognise this is going on. Everybody in Auckland, Mr Speaker, knows this is a reality. It is happening every day in real estate auction rooms all around Auckland. Young Kiwi first home buyers are being outbid by offshore speculators bidding on the end of a phone. It is a reality, it is happening, but the National Party for some reason is in denial. And we had Nick Smith in the House earlier this week trumpeting IRD figures, and that he purported to claim that they said that only 1% of properties were owned by foreign buyers. Well, he was misrepresenting the data. He was being far too cute, as Nick Smith is wont to be. And it's pretty clear, Mr Speaker, that although the data is limited and not comprehensive, it's pretty clear, I think, to most observers that at least several percent of the houses that are being bought in the real estate market are going to offshore speculators. Now, every time we raise this issue in the House, members on the National Party benches accuse members of this House of being racist and xenophobic. Well, I ask you, Mr Speaker, I ask members of this House, when has it been racist or xenophobic for a government to stand up for its own citizens? And that is all we are asking. But National is in such denial, they refuse to even collect the data. And what Nick Smith says, on one hand, he says, this is not a problem, that offshore speculators are not bidding up the price of houses in Auckland, but the data's rubbish, and I refuse to even collect the data. That is complete intellectual dishonesty, and it shows that this government is running scared because they know that New Zealanders care about this problem. And in fact, all of the polls on this issue indicate that by a ratio of 2 to 1, New Zealanders want restrictions on offshore speculators. Nick Smith's also been going around saying that it would cost a packet, he said. In fact, he said it would cost mega millions to even collect the data on offshore speculators. Yep, they do have a Department of Statistics, but even so, there are cost-effective and reasonable ways to go about solving this problem. It would be as simple as requiring the conveyancing solicitor to certify on the sale and purchase agreement whether or not the purchaser was a New Zealand citizen or a New Zealand resident. And in the case of companies and trusts, you simply apply the Overseas Investment Act criteria, which means that if there's a beneficial interest or a foreign shareholding of 25% or more, then you regard the entity as a foreign entity. It's as simple as that. It would hardly cost a thing. The government could have done this months ago, and it could have settled this debate once and for all.
John Hayes.
This is a great budget.